Alright, so the next project on the list is restoring this trailer. It's an old trailer that my dad he designed and built, and maybe 15 years ago I kind of went through it and did some of the changes, some updates, but now I'm going to go back through it again and repaint it, make some new rails, update the rails. I'm going to take all the planking boards off. That'll help me paint it, as well as go ahead and plane those boards just to give them a new face on them. And then I need to go back through the lighting. I've got to find a little bit better way to mount the taillights. This is about the third or fourth set of taillights I've had on it, and they're so high that they keep getting hit by the lawnmower as we're bringing the lawnmower on top of the trailer. So I'll readjust that somehow, mount them a little bit lower so that maybe they won't break as much. That one's broken, and the one over there as well. They just don't last there, so we'll make a little change configuration for that, as well as I'm gonna go through the bearings on the wheels and make sure those are refreshed, as well as possibly go with a little bit bigger tire. It's a little heavier duty. So anyway, start of it. So work continues on the trailer. I've got the decking, all the wood decking removed, and I'll take that and I'm actually just going to reuse that wood. I'm able to sand it down and make some other adjustments that I'll show you the details later. But what I end up doing is flipping this over. I'm going to start on the bottom. I've taken the wheels after I got it on its upside down. The wheels got a lot of play in it, and they've not been rebuilt in a while. So I've taken the tires off, and these hubs, I'll pull those out and get new bearings and get them greased up and make sure that's working just right. As well as I'm going to measure that wheel well, see if I can get a little bit bigger tire in there. That means I could haul things a little bit heavier and feel more safe about it. But one of the things I noticed when I tipped this over is on this side, if you see on the front, that's the front, or the front of the trailer is out there, right? So in the front edge of that leaf spring, there's a bolt that goes through there, and that's kind of a pivot point in a fixed position. And anytime the thing needs to spring, it basically slides inside that little retainer bracket, right? Well, this is what would be the driver's side of the trailer. On the other side, again, it's got that same pivot bolt in the front, but in the back, you'll notice that the spring is not inside that retainer. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take that bolt off and get that tucked back up underneath that retainer so that that's configured more properly. So as you know, as we take this thing apart, we'll find things that we need to adjust and fix, and that's the first piece. While I have this upside down, I'm going to also survey all the wiring, make sure that I either can reuse this existing wire, which I'm pretty sure I rewired it. That's only about 12 years old, so it shouldn't be too bad of condition. But if the ends don't look good and that type of stuff, I'll just throw some new wire. It's pretty simple to rewire. If you'll notice that the pull tube is hollow, and so up at the front there's a hole in it where the wiring goes in. It runs straight down this tube and comes out the end, and then it's just tacked along underneath the trailer. So that'd be super simple to replace that if need be, but it really is in good condition. And then we'll get to these lights. I've already bought the lights, and we'll do a whole series on trailer wiring with a 4-wire trailer system. Alright, so I got it all sanded down with that angle grinder, and then I washed it with soap and water, and it's actually sat out here now and dried for about an hour. So all the moisture should be out of it. I'm going to hit primer on a few spots, let it sit for 15 minutes, and then we'll go back with some more paint. Alright, so as I'm touching up the paint on this, I'm going to go over it with, on the left, the Rust-Oleum Automotive Primer. Let that sit for about 15 to 20 minutes. It's a nice sunny warm day, so it'll definitely cure in 15 minutes. And then we'll go with the top coat of this Rust-Oleum Universal Hammered Paint and Primer. And this particular one is in a dark bronze, and what I like about it is it's got that hammered look to it, and really makes it a nice finish. So while I'm painting this, I've got it lifted off the ground, and again I'm starting off with just primer, and I'm hitting any spot that's got rust. Just gonna get a little base coat of primer on the rusted areas only. Then we'll come back with the paint. Alright, so let's take a look at how this hammered paint goes on. Goes on kind of smooth, and I think as it dries it kind of crinkles up.
Oh.
Alright, so the painting is done. We got it all painted, and I think it looks really good. Get you a little close in of how that hammered looks. Now that that's done, we're gonna work on the electrical as well as the decking. I went ahead and bought new decking. If you've enjoyed or learned from the contents of this video, please click the like button. It's the simplest way to provide me some feedback to let me know that it was helpful. On the left, there's a link to a playlist that I've created for all the videos related to this project, as well as a link to subscribe to my channel. And remember, with a little bit of insight, you can do it too.